What Sammy's process was for the Georgia Gulf site here at Plaquemine really simply was allowing us to define a system to go from a very reactive maintenance organization that we've had in place for the 30 plus years of history of this site and move into a planned maintenance mode that will eventually establish the basis to move to a reliability centered maintenance, world-class maintenance, whatever term you would like to use. This site had been very successful, and I've been here over 21 years now, in that reactive mode. But we had recognized that the baseline cost that we have that achieved that success was very inefficient. And what Sammy brought to us was an opportunity to move to a planned maintenance and ultimately a reliability-centered maintenance process that has the opportunity to reduce those maintenance costs substantially. And we're talking tens of millions of dollars every year that we could potentially save, and that's our goal. What the Sammy staff was able to bring to us was an objective outside view of, first of all, coming in and assessing our facility using that outside perspective. I've been here over 21 years at this site, and I helped build the organization we have today, so in my mind it was perfect. And it's hard to see yourself. I tell my guys very frequently, when you go and look in the mirror, you always see a very handsome individual. It's amazing. You just can't understand the flaws that are built within the organization when you help build it. So Sammy's organization and the individuals they brought in were able to give us a very candid assessment, both the pluses as well as the minuses. They did it in a very highly professional way so that we could, kind of do away with some of the objections we had of the criticisms. Because when you step back and look at it objectively and you realize that a change is necessary if we're going to achieve different results, they were able to put that on the table for us to evaluate and embrace. Sammy's ability to adapt to the culture that we have here at the Plaquemine site of Georgia Gulf was very extraordinary. As they came in, they were able to assess who and what we were and what motivated us to a high degree. Then they were able to work with us and help us understand that for us to indeed make a change, we had to change some basic values and some basic principles that we had had in place that we needed to look at changing. Their ability to kind of work with our idiosyncrasies and our quirks was very good. Sammy's methodology and business approach that they brought to our organization was one of the largest keys of our decision to embrace and use the Sammy consultation method to improve our maintenance system. What they were able to bring was a very well-defined, very detailed approach in all aspects of what it took for us to achieve the goals we had in mind. They did that through a training process, both with the managerial staff as well as the design staff, and ultimately helping to educate all the employees here during the implementation phase of what was going to be necessary for us to embrace the planned maintenance concept that we had for stage one. In doing that, they were able to lead us through a design of using our own terminology and using our own names and processes that we had, but put it in a very well-defined, very disciplined process that we had never had in this site. The largest long-term benefit and change that has occurred so far with the implementation of the Sammy process that we've put in place here is really the concept of going to planned maintenance. You go back 2 or 3 years ago, our concept of planned maintenance was making sure we had it on a list the week before. One of the concepts that we have within our designs of change process, DOC process, that we named our Sammy process, is a 6-week look ahead for the planned maintenance activities we had. If you had asked folks back 3 years ago here at this site, can we plan 6 weeks from now what we're going to be working on, they would have laughed at you. Now we have that not only well in place, but we have people in the organization and the steps necessary and the discipline to be able to achieve over a 60 to 70% compliance of the work we do, and we plan it for 6 weeks prior to doing that work. And that's huge when it comes to establishing what level of efficiency that you can achieve with the guys that are actually out there doing the work. One of the levels that we're so excited about, and when we looked at initially contracting Sammy to come in and help us do a maintenance redesign, is the concept that I have responsibility for 5 different facilities that are similar in nature. None of them are as large as the Plaquemine site. But the ability to fundamentally change and improve a process that will go to the bottom line as directly as maintenance dollars do gives me great hope and excitement about being able to take the model that you build, that you're able to prove its success, and then more quickly embrace that at the other 4 sites. So yes, to me, the concept that what Sammy has brought to the table has value here, but it has value throughout our entire organization.